President Bola Tinubu has called on the Senate to approve an increase in the 2025 proposed budget from its initial 49.7 trillion naira to 54.2 trillion naira, beg your pardon. This was via a letter sent to the Senate and read during the plenary by the President of the Senate in Abuja. New Central's National Assembly correspondent Sagir Ibrahim brings us the details.
Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu has described the 2025 budget, dubbed the budget of restoration, as a reflection of the administration's priorities in advancing its developmental goals. With 4.91 trillion naira allocated to defense, the Minister of Defense says it underscores the President's commitment to national security.
Well, I believe the President has allocated enough resources for the security, to address the security situation in the country. That shows that President is concerned about the security situation in the country and he's determined to end the insecurity in this country.
Some lawmakers, however, reacted to the presentation of the 2025 appropriation bill by the President.
What concerns me as a parliamentarian is not the issue of statistics being shown in day in, day out. I need to see the reflection of these statistics on my people. I need to see the reduction in poverty. I need to see the serious reduction of hunger. As you go to my constituency tomorrow, the hunger that they witnessed in 2022 is double, is replicated in 2023, double in 2024. So where will that take us?
Some of the assumptions are very optimistic and may not be realizable. We pray that it goes the way he has projected. For example, aiming to hit 2 million barrels per day production of crude oil. As at now, I don't know what the officials are telling him, but I doubt very much if that represents the reality on ground.
We're too import dependent, so our naira is busy pursuing the dollar, and that's why the naira is going weaker and the dollar is getting stronger. And so that projection is to say the level of production that they have envisaged with that budget will help in bringing down the demand, because we'll be self-reliant, producing what we eat.
With the 2025 appropriation bill now submitted to the National Assembly, members of Parliament will begin to scrutinize the figures in order to facilitate its passage. They, however, urge heads of ministries, departments and agencies to cooperate with the National Assembly to ensure the bill is speedily passed. In Abuja from Central, I am Joshua Imanan.
Away from that, we'll tell you that the police have arrested a suspect linked to the deadly attack on Amigo Nkalaha community in Ishelu, Ebonyi State. Spokesperson of the Ebonyi Police Command, SP Joshua Ukandu, confirmed that the suspect was apprehended while attempting to flee and was handed over to the Isuzo Police Division. Commissioner of Police Antonia Uchianya has deployed a tactical team to track down the attackers. During a raid on their hideouts, officers recovered 3 locally made guns, a police uniform, jungle boots, and military camouflage. Authorities say investigations are ongoing and urge anyone with relevant information to come forward. Meanwhile, at least 15 bodies have been recovered from the attack site, with several residents still unaccounted for. The suspended traditional ruler of Orile for Oba Abdulsemiu Ogunjobi has been remanded at the Laro Correctional Center in Ogun State after failing to meet his bail conditions. A spokesperson for the correctional facility, Yinka Odukoya, confirmed the development on Wednesday, saying the monarch would remain in custody until his bail conditions are fulfilled. The Ogun State Police Command had arraigned Oba Ogunjobi on Tuesday following a viral video that showed him assaulting a 73-year-old man, Abraham Areola. According to the charge sheet, the suspended monarch is accused of conspiracy, assaults, and conduct likely to cause a breach of peace. We now turn our attention to the recently announced reduction in the ex-depot price of PMS by Dangote Refinery. And Bola Tinubu takes a look at how some filling stations are adjusting to this.
Following Dangote Petroleum Refinery's recent announcement of a reduction in its ex-depot price of PMS from 950 naira to 890 naira per litre, consumers have continued to wait for adjustments in the pump price at filling stations. Although this new price was scheduled to take effect 1st February 2025, some of the filling stations visited are yet to reduce their price.
It's still 990 that we are buying fuel now. 990, not 890. Dangote only announced that the price is coming down to 890, but we have not been buying at 890. We are buying at 990.
And before we are buying 970. Even right now they are still selling 970 now. It's still 790 we are buying now. So we do know, though we hear that Dangote is already reduced it to 890, but right now we are still selling they are still selling 970. Even right now, I want to buy 970.
Meanwhile, our findings from some filling stations in partnership with Dangote Refinery reveal that no directive has been given for adjustment to a new price.
We are still selling at 970. We are yet to hear from the head office, MRS headquarters. So once we hear from them, we'll kick off the new price. They were like, they heard that the price has reduced. Why hasn't we changed the price? But not really a complaint, just them saying it.
While the discrepancy in price is yet to be reconciled, Nigerians await the actual implementation, hoping it will bring about the promised economic relief. In Lagos for News Central, Bola Tinubu.
We'll now tell you that Kogi State Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo has approved 1.2 billion naira for the payment of examination fees for students in public schools in the state. Education Commissioner Wemi Jones announced this in Lokoja, saying the funds cover common entrance, BECE, JAMB, and WAEC fees. The initiative follows a law signed by former Governor Yahaya Bello to provide free internal and external exams for students. Jones said the move aims to boost school enrollment and reduce the number of out-of-school children. He warned school principals against any fraudulent practices, emphasizing that only genuine students will benefit. Profiling of students for WAEC fee payment is ongoing ahead of the examination deadline. And now to discuss this, we're joined by Wemi Jones, the Commissioner for Education, Kogi State. Thank you so much, sir. Mr. Jones, for joining us.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
So, given the significant budgetary allocation for examinations, how is the Ministry of Education ensuring transparency and accountability in the disbursements and, of course, utilization of these funds?
Thank you very much. To start with, I would like to thank this channel for giving us the opportunity to speak on this very important issue today. The Kogi State government is irreversibly committed to the issue of the provision of qualitative education that is also accessible to all and sundry in Kogi State. Now, our education in Kogi State is premised upon two broad principles: the principle of proper planning and the principle of adequate funding. Now, in the area of planning, we realize that the previous budgetary allocations have been far inadequate to be able to cater for our citizens. So therefore, we move the budgetary allocation to education from whatever it was to 30% per annum. So we've been doing 30% allocation to education. And that is the reason why we have been able to adequately, to some reasonable extent, provide enough resources to be able to cater for our children. We have been able to implement a free education policy in Kogi State from primary 1 to Senior Secondary School 3, SS3. And to further boost our free education, the government decided that every internal and external examination for exit classes in public schools, public institutions of learning from primary 1 to SS3 became the responsibility of government.
Okay.
And for sustainability, an enabling law was enacted by the State House of Assembly and given assent to by the immediate past governor, His Excellency Alhaji Yahaya Bello.
All right, sir. So looking at the other side, what measures are there or being put in place to ensure that only eligible students benefit from this free examination policy?
Okay, now in Kogi State, we have a register of students that are supposed to benefit from this initiative of government. We have our internal checks to ensure that we beat fraudulent school administrators that may try to take advantage of the system. This is not the first time that we are making this payment. We paid last year for all of these exams that you enumerated during your news. We are also, so this is like the second year that we are taking this whole process all over again. We therefore have our internal mechanism of ensuring that nobody takes advantage of the system. And we are very mindful of the fact that in the process, in whatever checks we are doing, bona fide students, genuine students are also not denied what truly they should enjoy.
All right, that's noted. So beyond all this and what the government is trying to do, I'd like to find out if there are other initiatives that are being undertaken by the ministry to improve the quality of education in Kogi State.
Thank you very much. Our education in Kogi State is structured directly and patterned similar to what is practiced at the Federal Ministry of Education, which is acronymed DOTS, DOTS. The D stands for Data Repository and Automation, which we are doing as I speak with you. We are making effort to control the out-of-school children rate, which is the O. As a matter of fact, these policies that we have undertaken is to make sure that we increase the school enrollment rate and completion rate so that we will reduce the out-of-school children. Then we are committed to teacher training and capacity utilization, training for teachers, because we know that no matter what you do, no matter the buildings that you put together, no matter the infrastructure you put together, the moment your teachers are not trained, you are merely wasting time. So we make sure that we have the right quality and right number of teachers so that they can dish out what we expect them to teach to the student. And the S is for skill acquisition, so that because we also want to come out with students that are employable, so that employ themselves are also employable. So we are taking a look at all of these things. And for our students in the tertiary institutions, we also just recently released, the government just recently released the sum of 316 million naira for the payment of bursary awards. So we are doing quite a number of things to ensure that we dish out qualitative and accessible education to our children in Kogi State.
All right, so thank you so much, Mr. Ebonyi Jones. That is the Commissioner for Education in Kogi State. It was nice talking to you on the news.
Thank you very much for having me.
Many thanks for staying with us. We'll now tell you that the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons says that it is set to repatriate about 100,000 Nigerian refugees and resettle over 6 million internally displaced persons. This was made known in Abuja by the Federal Commissioner of the agency as he spoke to newsmen on Nigeria's ascension to chair the Rabat process, that is a Euro-Africa dialogue comprising 57 member countries from 2025 to 2026. He says that the opportunity provides the nation with enhanced diplomatic leverage that can facilitate stronger engagements on migration agreements, skills and knowledge exchange, and sustainable migration solutions.
Process is an initiative that brings together countries around the world to help manage migration effectively. It focuses on promoting safe migration, preventing irregular migration, addressing the impact of migration on nations, and protecting vulnerable populations. The Federal Commissioner of the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants, and Internally Displaced Persons believes that Nigeria has established itself as a leading voice on migration issues, marking a natural progression in its role on migration governance.
Nigeria's ascension to this role is a testament to the country's extensive efforts in migration governance. Nigerian priority areas as chair of the Rabat process 2025-2026 includes youth and innovation, facilitating pathways for regular migration, improving migration data management, promoting human rights and dignity, climate-induced mobility.
With Nigeria's new role, the nation is expected to lead by example. The Federal Commissioner says that Nigeria is already stepping up efforts to repatriate 100,000 Nigerian refugees and resettle more than 6 million internally displaced persons.
We still have about 53,000 refugees in Cameroon, and we have about 25,000 in Niger. And we also have not less than 15,000 refugees in Chad. We have not less than 136 camps spread across this country, and that IDPs are living in. Some of them living there for not less than 5 to 6 to 10 years, feeding 6.1 million people on a daily basis. Is it realistic? Is it possible? The answer is no. So what do? Is to ensure that we exit them from the camp. And in this case, the National Commission for Refugees has begun in the construction of resettlement cities meant to accommodate those IDPs and refugees who may want to live off the camp.
The Rabat process is a Euro-African dialogue on migration and development involving 57 partner countries, the EU, ECOWAS, and international organizations. As chair from 2025 to 2026, Nigeria will set the strategic direction of the process, ensuring that migration policies align with the priorities of both African and European.
In an effort to restore Borno's fragile environment, the Bola State Agency for the Great Green Wall is partnering with the Shehu of Borno to promote tree planting and climate action across the state. The initiative aims to tackle desertification, deforestation, and climate change, which have been exacerbated by years of insurgency and environmental degradation. News Central's Marukarawa completes the report.
The combined threat of deforestation and desert encroachment, which have been an issue in Nigeria's northern region, worsened in recent years due to the displacement and instability caused by insurgency in the northeast. To heal the land and secure a greener future for the people and animals, the Borno State Agency for the Great Green Wall is here at the instance of the Shehu of Borno, the traditional leader of the Kanem Borno Empire. The aim is said to strengthen ties with the traditional institution towards sensitizing and engaging the people for climate action.
Mitigating climate change is everyone's responsibility. Mitigating climate change, more especially in Borno State, without the blessing of His Royal Highness, the Eminence, Shehu of Borno, will not be completed. That is why we found it worthy that we should pay him a courtesy visit to seek for his guidance, prayers, and blessing for us to win the fight against climate change and desertification in Borno State. Not only Borno State, in the whole world.
The initiative, which aligns with Nigeria's national climate action goals, seeks to mitigate the effects of desertification.
All these local governments, they need it. The district head, they need it. The Blamas and Lawal, they need it. They will plant it in their houses, in their parks, as it will help a lot for us in so many respects. So, and I want you to not to concentrate in one place.
Inshallah.
The Borno State Agency for the Great Green Wall revealed that thousands of trees will be planted across local government areas most affected by desertification.
We have so many strategies. One of them is massive afforestation. Two, providing substitute for fuel firewood or charcoal, what we call briquette. And also we have to educate people.
While flagging off a statewide tree planting campaign, the Shehu of Borno called on the citizenry to actively participate in tree planting efforts, urging them to plant, nurture and protect trees to ensure a greener and more resilient Borno State. In Maiduguri for News Central, Umori Kirawa.
As the Nigeria police begin enforcing third-party motor insurance across the country, stakeholders are urging them to operate within their legal boundaries. This enforcement is part of a collaboration between the police and the National Insurance Commission to implement compulsory third-party motor insurance as mandated by law. News Central's Austin Azu reports.
The Nigeria Police have commenced the enforcement of the third-party insurance policy nationwide. Police commissioners in several states, including Delta, are leaving no stone unturned in ensuring compliance with the directive from the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetoku. But how aware are motorists of this development?
They are talking about third-party insurance, but I'm not aware for it. I've not heard about that before. It's now I'm just hearing the information.
I think they need to show more enlightenment about it. And I believe that if they show more enlightenment about it, everybody will surely get it.
Meanwhile, the Delta State Police Command, led by PPRO Bright Dafe, is on the ground at Miriam Babangida Way in Asaba, stopping vehicles and cross-checking insurance papers in line with the IGP's directive.
Our advice Nigerians should go through their document. If they find out that their third-party vehicle insurance certificate has expired, they should quickly go and renew before our men intercept them. Because when our men intercept them, their vehicles will be intercepted and also contravened pending when they appear before the mobile court.
However, a legal expert weighs in on the legality of the police enforcement, stressing the importance of respecting jurisdictional boundaries.
Other agencies that have responsibility to check vehicle particulars, like the Road Safety Commission and the VIO, should equally do their job. Police should not dabble into contractual relationship between vehicle owner and the third party. If they are checking documents, they should check if they must check documents, it should be in terms of authenticity and not in terms of whether it has expired or not, to start hounding people. Because the next thing you see now, they will start hounding people just like they did with tinted glasses. Start hounding people, locking people up and down, arresting people, and before you know, they start collecting a lot of money.
On the other hand, industry experts highlight the benefits of third-party insurance, emphasizing financial protection for motorists.
Basically, the third-party insurance, covers the insured against the third-party liabilities for third-party bodily injury and death.
The third-party insurance covers for damage on the vehicle of the person hit on the road. If we all have it as Nigerians, the issue of fighting on the road when you hit someone will be limited.
Third-party insurance protects against financial losses caused by an accident. It covers damage to other people's property or vehicles, as well as injuries to other people. In Asaba for News Central, I'm Austin Azu.
And now to infrastructural development. Officials from Nigeria's Federal Ministry of Works say the commencement of tolling operations along the Abuja-Kefi-Akwanga-Makurdi road will help in the maintenance of the road, which will provide immense benefits to road users. This was during the flag-off ceremony of tolling operations for the road corridor in Nasarawa State. Amadin Uyi tells us more.
The busy Abuja-Kefi-Akwanga-Makurdi road, the first among 9 road corridors being concessioned under the first phase of the Highways Development and Management Initiative. The road, now renovated with newly constructed dual carriageways, will be tolled by Nigeria's Ministry of Works. At the ceremony to flag off the commencement of tolling on the road, officials present say it represents a big leap in efforts to maintain roads in the country, which is apt.
The only basic means of transport we have in Nigeria is our roads. That is why it appears our roads appear stressed, appear extremely stressed, and the traffic volume increases on daily basis. The housing load increases, so we have no choice than to start tolling this road to generate sufficient revenue for effective road maintenance and as well as the efficiency of these road pavements.
The 227.2 kilometer Abuja-Kefi-Akwanga-Makurdi Federal Highway is not just a stretch of road. It is a conduit of prosperity, a bridge between communities, and a lifeline of national unity.
They say arrangements have been made to ensure that the tolling operation is seamless, utilizing technology.
In compliance with the federal government's directive, tolling operations on the road will be entirely cashless. This will give the public confidence that tolls collected will be put to good use and ensure that the roads are adequately maintained.
Others highlighted several benefits of the tolling operation, saying maintaining the road is key to providing sustained benefits to road users.
It will reduce our travel time. It will also reduce the maintenance cost on our vehicles and on the roads itself. It will also reduce the wear and tear on our vehicles.
This road will serve as a benchmark for future infrastructure projects and open a gateway to regional integration and a testament to the power of collaboration between the public and private sectors.
These toll gates represent more than just an improvement in transportation. It symbolizes our shared commitment to sustainable development, balancing the need of infrastructure with the responsibility to protect our natural resources for future generations.
The road was rehabilitated by governments and upgraded through a preferential credit loan from the China Exim Bank. The revenue generated from the toll will be used to repay the loan. In Abuja for News Central, I am Amadin Uyi.
Let's now tell you that religious leaders in the Democratic Republic of Congo are calling for national dialogue amid escalating violence in the country's eastern region. The Catholic and Protestant churches have expressed their intention to engage with key political actors, including the M23 rebel group, in an effort to restore peace. Spokesperson for the Church of Christ in Congo, Eric Sengap, emphasized the need for discussions to analyze the root causes of the crisis, propose solutions, and work towards a national reconciliation. This appeal comes as M23 and allied Rwandan forces launch a new offensive, raising concerns about further instability in the conflict-hit region.
Nous ferons parler du forum pour le consensus national. Donc, un document qui mettrait d'accord tous les Congolais, quels que soient les pouvoirs qui pourront se succéder, ils devront se souvenir que les intelligences congolaises, au-delà des ambitions politiques, se sont réunies et ils ont pensé que c'est la voie indiquée pour que le Congo bénéficie de ses richesses et le Congo puisse vivre en paix avec ses voisins.
Nous avons déjà rencontré quelques acteurs. Il y a Martin Fayoulou qu'on a rencontré.
On a rencontré Joseph Kabila, on a rencontré Moïse Katumbi, on a rencontré...
We now take you to South Africa, where members of the Congolese community took to the streets of Pretoria, specifically the European Embassy, with a vital message urging an end to foreign interference in the Democratic Republic of Congo crisis. News Central's Bongani Siziba has more.
Over the rhythms of these drums, they are voices of unity. These Congolese women and men painting the streets of Pretoria in their national regalia in a display of solidarity. They are raising their voices against the ongoing turmoil in their homeland. They say for long they've watched as their country has been ravaged by conflict, much of it fueled by foreign interests.
Today they are protesting not only for themselves, but for their families and friends back home, and they are calling on Rwanda to stop the interference. And the message behind me is very clear.
We are here to say enough is enough to the international community, to the imperialists that got a tender and gave to Rwanda to loot the minerals in the east of Congo. People are dying.
But as they approached the embassy, they were met with unsettling sight, a heavy police presence forming a barrier ready for confrontation. What began as a peaceful demonstration soon turned out chaotic as the lines were drawn between hope and authority. Protesters standing firm to deliver their memorandum.
We are gathered here today in protest against continued oppressions of the Congolese people and invasion of our land by the Rwandese government. The recent event, which see the Rwandese government escalating the attack to Goma and other parts of the Kivu provinces, are the latest in series of atrocities against the people of the Republic Democratic of Congo.
The stark and uncompromising message for Rwandan President Paul Kagame.
And my message to Kagame, what I'm saying is, I'm the one who's gonna come and take Kagame out where he is. That is what I'm saying. From today, you will see me, Kagame. I'm not stupid.
We ask him nicely before it's too late to take out his soldiers and secure his border if he have any problem with FDLR.
Grateful for the support from SADC and especially South Africa, they have also extended a plea for a united African front.
On behalf of all Congolese, again, I can say it. Our condolences to all South Africans who passed there because of our peace. We always remember you guys, all the members of SNDF, those who passed there in Congo. So we are with you guys. Thank you.
Each voice echoed here has a common theme, the yearning for peace, stability, and the ability to rebuild their lives within their homeland.
At the European Embassy in Pretoria for News Central, I am Bongani Siziba.
We stay in South Africa, where the Nigerian community in Johannesburg has held a crucial town hall meeting at the Nigerian consulate. The event aimed to provide a vital platform for Nigerians in South Africa to address pressing issues, foster cooperation and support, and voice their concerns directly to government officials was held. News Central's Bongani Siziba again tells us more in this report.
Far from home, Nigerians in South Africa gathered to share their hopes, fears, and aspirations. Government officials were present, not just to observe, but to listen and learn. The town hall meeting is one of the Nigerian government's efforts to engage with its diaspora on key concerns such as immigration, employment, and the challenges of accessing health care in a foreign country.
All right, tonight we are here for a serious matter, to speak with our honorable House of Representative members and share our concerns, our pain, our challenges that we face as we reside in this country of South Africa.
This is just a glimpse of what they face in the diaspora.
Time I came to renew my passport here, the way the consulate officers were treating us, Nigerians, we are appalled. They just treat us as if a garbage something. Their manner of conduct is very, very undergrade. It's degrading for a nation like Nigeria.
Nigerian passport booklet is always very scarce because I've got kids in this country. Each time I go to the South African immigration to apply for passport for my children, it's a matter of hours it will be done. I ask, why is it that passport booklet is always very scarce?
Officials did more than just listen. They pledged to relay these concerns to the government.
We have listened, we have offered a few explanations, and we are taking home a lot of facts and figures, which we will also use as members of parliament to engage with the executive, with agencies of government, ministries and departments charged with specific responsibilities.
Like we committed to Nikasa, we'll come back to them with a feedback on the ones who've achieved results on, and the ones we're unable to solve, we'll also tell them what we've done about that.
They also reminded the Nigerian community of their responsibility to adhere to the laws and customs of the host country.
That in wherever we live, we should live with respect to the laws, the regulations, and the rules and expectations of such countries. It makes us stay on the safe side, of the law.
Despite the challenges they face in their host country, the Nigerian community remains strong and united. This gathering was just not about airing grievances. It was about finding solutions, offering support, and reinforcing their shared identity. The town hall in Johannesburg marked a significant step towards bridging the gap between the Nigerian government and the people in South Africa. For Nigerians living abroad, staying connected to their homeland is not just a right, but a necessity. In Johannesburg, for News Central, Wangani Siziba.
Outside of Africa, I will tell you that hundreds of demonstrators gathered outside the New York City Hall to protest against U.S. President Donald Trump and his policies. The rally was part of the 50 States, 50 Protests movement, known as the 50-51 movement, calling for demonstrations outside each state capital. Protesters voiced concerns over various issues, including immigration, healthcare, and economic policies. Organizers say the movement aims to send a strong message of resistance across the country. Similar protests are planned nationwide as activists push for policy changes ahead of the next election.
You've never protested before?
I have never protested before. I'm going on 60 years old, and I'm so disappointed, disheartening, unhappy, disgusted with what's happening with our country right now. We did not vote for a fascist regime. Who the hell is Elon Musk taking over our country? We don't know who he is.
Let's see, an adjudicated sexual predator, and lying, cheating, stealing thief. That's enough, isn't it?
To be a voice for the existence of the American democracy. We have a voice in our government and we're expressing it.
In business, the Central Bank of Nigeria has introduced new regulations allowing Bureau de Change operators to purchase up to $25,000 weekly from authorized dealer banks to meet retail forex needs. Transactions are capped at $5,000 each for specific purposes such as travel, tuition, and medical fees. Signed by Dr. W.J. Kanya, the directive mandates BDCs to source forex from a single dealer weekly and maintain transaction records, including bank verification numbers and endorsements in beneficiaries' international passports. These measures aim to enhance transparency improve liquidity, and strengthen anti-money laundering efforts within Nigeria's foreign exchange market. In East Africa, Kenya's central bank cut its main interest rate to 10.75%, marking the fourth consecutive reduction to boost lending and economic growth. The cash reserve ratio was also lowered to 3.25%. The bank forecasts 2025 GDP growth at 5.4%, supported by agriculture, credit recovery, and exports. Inflation is expected to stay within the target range, while the current account deficit is projected at 3.8% of GDP, slightly up from 2024's 3.7%. We talk sports now. Rivers Angels secured a 2-1 comeback victory over Delta Queens in the South-South Derby of the NWFL Match Day 4. Playing at the Stephen Keshi Stadium, Delta Queens took the lead through Favour Dagogo, but Patience Otubo equalized before half-time. Mary Moses then scored the winner early in the second half. In Ikene, Remo Stars ladies dominated Heartland Queens with a 4-1 win, featuring goals from Bola Olamide, Kafayat Bashiru, and Deborah Kehinde, while Monica Matthew netted Heartland's consolation. Elsewhere, Robo Queens and Niger Rattels played out a 2-2 draw. Ibom Angels edged Benue Queens 2-1. Nasarawa Amazons beat Ekiti Queens 2-0, while Mary Lucky's hat-trick powered Abia Angels to a 3-0 win over Confluence Queens. In the meantime, Victor Boniface came off the bench in Wednesday's German Cup fixture to score an extra-time winner for defending champions Bayer Leverkusen, securing their place in the semi-finals at the expense of local rivals FC Cologne. Leverkusen staged a remarkable comeback after trailing 2-0, leveling the score just as full-time was approaching, which led the match to extra time. Boniface made the difference early in the first half of extra time, finishing a long cross from Grimaldo to give Leverkusen the lead. This goal marked his 10th of the season as Super Eagles striker continues to make an impact on the pitch. It also seems he has put behind him a failed transfer to Saudi Arabia that would have guaranteed his financial future. João Felix marked his AC Milan debut with a vital goal in their 2-1 quarter-final victory over Roma in the Coppa Italia. The forward's first appearance for the club was a memorable one as he found the back of the net to help secure Milan's spot in the semi-finals. English striker Tammy Abraham, on a season-long loan, scored twice in the first half to give Milan a 2-0 lead. Roma's Artem Dovbyk pulled one back, but substitute Felix, a deadline-day loan signing for Chelsea, chipped the ball over goalkeeper Miles Villa to seal the win. Felix had only joined Chelsea in the summer from Atletico Madrid for £45 million before making the move to Milan. And that's all at this hour. Don't forget to watch News Central live on DSTV channel 422, Star Times, channel 274, Avo TV, and YouTube. Many thanks for watching. I am Lekon Onobanjo.